feat of magicalness, we find ourselves live, even as we speak, on the Tube of You, and I see us appearing there, and yet to appear on the Book of Face. But there you go. As if by magic.
As if by magic.
As if by magic. Marvellous. Tell your friends. So, it's not quite a little... Oh, you have to turn the volume down, otherwise
No kidding. You think that is a good idea?
I'll get stuck in an infinite loop.
It took me 1 second
Infinite
to move
loop.
my finger while you had to tell me
Infinite
to do
loop. Infinite loop. Stuck in a loop.
I love how you boss me around.
Oh, get out of here. It's like we're an old married couple. Anyway, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Elevensies.
Good morning, Kendall.
The late morning show with Lisa and Anton. And people are, in fact, now joining us. Good morning. Happy Moonday to you too, Wendy.
Yes,
It's
it's
indeed.
Moonday.
Magickal Moonday. Magickal Moonday. We did have Skittle with us, but she seems to have wandered off somewhere now to
time to get a biscuit or something.
go and tear a hole in something. I
Oh,
don't.
she and Charlotte have been having it out for days.
Brother was defending it last night. I noticed. Good morning, Gilda. Good morning, everybody. So, Magickal Moondays. So, it's a special full moon coming up, or is it special just because there's another one right behind it? Kind of thing. What are we talking about here?
Well.
Hello,
Marilyn. Marilyn Kuzma. I don't know her.
Well,
hello,
new
Lori.
person. Welcome to new peeps.
Okay. So you know how a few months ago I was explaining the age of Aquarius?
Yes.
And I said that I felt that the grand conjunction on solstice between Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius kind of ticked that last tick on the clock.
We ticked into it
And then
properly.
we can see, kind of a lot more of this energy
Morning, Carol.
pushing towards the age of Aquarius.
Yes.
And I don't think that it's any coincidence that the next 2 full moons
Yes.
are going to both be in Aquarius.
So you get 2, eh? Ooh,
Yes.
Excuse
Friday's full moon is at 1 degree Aquarius. So that's, just ticked into Aquarius. Hi, Anita.
Yes, because and the ones like
And
29
degrees
Yeah.
the following month. So we know that a month or a moon cycle is 28 days. So you could have 2 full moon cycles within 29 days.
You could.
And that's what's happening 28 to 29 days. Okay.
So it can be in the same sign.
Now, every year, there are 12 and 13 because
we have 12 calendar months.
we have 12 calendar months and we have 13 lunations. But within those 12 calendar months, we're either going to have 13 new moons
Yes.
or 13 full moons.
Right.
So when we get 13 new moons, which will be next year, because they kind of rotate, right? This year we're having 13 full moons, and next year we'll have 13 new moons.
So we get 13 full moons by necessity because we only have 12 zodiac signs. 2 of them have got to be in the same sign.
Right.
And so it just so happens that this is Aquarius this year, as we've ticked into the age of Aquarius.
As we've ticked into the age of Aquarius, we're having 2 Aquarian full moons. I don't know that that's a coincidence, really. I think it's...
Who'd have thunk it?
I think it's the way
It's the way it is.
all of the cycles work together. Jupiter, Saturn, all of these conjunctions.
It's the
all these
order
cycles.
of things.
It's the natural order of things. So I did want to also harken back, it must be almost 20 years ago now, when I was figuring out calendars. I used to, I used to do a couple of years ahead. But now I usually only do 1 year ahead.
A couple of years, yeah.
I would take the calendar and I would write in all of the new moons and all of the full moons and then try to set stuff up for Circle ahead of time.
Yep,
which I'm still doing, but I now only do
a
year at a time because there's a lot of variables.
Tell me about it.
But anyway,
variables within the variables.
Especially now, it's almost like a week at a time. There's not what can you do? But almost 20 years ago, I noticed that there were 4 years in a row where the 2 new moons and then the 2 full moons, and then the 2 new moons and then the 2 full moons were all in Cancer.
Ah.
And I wrote about it in our catalog that we produced. What was that, 2001, 2002?
Oh, yeah.
2004?
That was a while ago.
It was
That was...
somewhere between somewhere between 15 and 20 years ago that we produced our catalog, and I wrote about it.
Bloody fortune.
I wrote about it in there. At one time, before websites and social media and all this stuff was huge, we did produce a full color catalog, and
we've been doing this a while.
We had it printed by the people who print Cosmopolitan magazine in the UK, and it cost $10,000 to do that. But it was an investment in our web business. But
we've got a couple of pallets of them, if I remember
we stored them at Dave's farm.
Yeah, where do you put a pallet of catalogs? Better wait there.
In a hay barn. Anyway, yeah, so those were in our younger, more adventurous days where we just rented a lorry and went and got them, and
that was a fun trip.
Handballed them off into the barn. But anyway, no. But my point was that there was that spate of time that kind of 20 years ago kind of set the tone for self-care, right? And we see that over these past 20 years, there's been a much deeper focus on mental health, self-care, and nurturing. So that spate of Cancerian duplication kind of set the tone for self-care. People became more aware about nurturing themselves, became more aware of animal activism and nurturing the planet. That kind of thing was put into
motion. But it's sort of, there's always like this lag, isn't there? There's this like something happens and then events catch up with the astronomical thing. It's like the astronomical midsummer occurs before it gets to the hottest kind of thing. There's always
think about this. Think about a glass of water and a drop of food color. The drop goes in, but unagitated, it would take a while for the colorant to color all the water. Right?
It would eventually permeate, wouldn't it?
Right. We have that kind of thing where the astronomically and astrologically the scene is set.
Yes.
But it takes a while to permeate
for the effect.
Populace.
Oh, here she comes back. So for the effect to permeate through, yeah. Right.
So if we see now the age of Aquarius is setting.
And what right? Aquarius is what? I mean, if we had to sum them up, they're like the humanitarians.
They are the humanitarian. Mm-hmm. And they are they're very Saturn-like. Mm-hmm. All right. So in ancient astrology, we used only the planets we could see from the planet.
Yep.
Right?
Naked
visible
eye. To the naked eye.
We could see with
the
naked eye.
Yep.
So that's where the 7 came. And both Capricorn and Aquarius are ruled by Saturn. Right. But they're two very different kind of signs because Capricorn is cardinal Earth. There's going to be a change coming.
Cardinal points, yeah.
And Aquarius is fixed air. Wow. I am fixated on this thought. I am, even though you think that they're mostly crazy and chaotic, which they are because that's the nature of air, they do have that Saturn footing.
Gotcha.
Right? Hi, Jen. Hi, Kim. Hi to anybody else I might have missed. Pam, Karen. Okay. So we can see, I think, that the events in December were the tick.
Right.
And now we're moving over the next 60 years.
Yeah, it sounds like a long time, but in the grand scheme of things, that's bugger all, isn't it?
In a 2,000-year increment, it's not a lot, right? So we're moving into the next tick. And I think that it really is no coincidence that we have these 2 Aquarian full moons. And I'm very kind of excited and also a little anticipatory to see...
Shut up.
Well, I want to see what happens this next month with humanitarian campaigns.
Yes.
And humanitarian issues and, technology issues, because Aquarius rules technology as well.
Oh, God, no, really?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know what to say about that.
When you look at Aquarius, Aquarius kind of has an interesting collection of things in their rulership. In fact, a long time ago, I got a hold of the most squirrely book in the world called the Rulership Book.
Do you remember who it was by?
Oh, it's over there somewhere.
It's in our library.
It's in the astrology section.
We should think about these things and bring them on screen.
And well, I'm sure it's out of print now.
Oh, yeah, probably.
The Rulership Book. And it would just list a plethora of things that came under that sign or planet.
Oh, so like a table of correspondence.
A list.
Kind of
just
thing.
like Aquarius and a spew.
Right.
Saturn and a spew,
Interesting.
But I think that rulerships are very interesting. They're like the governing, what is governed by. I think the word rule is difficult because rules are made to be broken, but informed or governed by. So I want to see what happens to the planet these next 30 days.
30 days?
The 30 days after that, because the full moon is in Aquarius for 2 times, right? So we have like 60 days. So between the end of July to the end of August is the first section.
Right.
And the end of August to the end of September is the second section. So these next 60 days, I think, are going to be very pivotal with humanitarian issues.
I know it's not a lot of good stuff going on around the world climate-wise. There's an awful lot of challenges. We're still dealing with a global pandemic.
I'm talking climate, technology, and healthcare.
What could possibly go wrong, eh? Oh dear. Yes. Well, look, I guess we just do the best we can. Do the best you can until you know better, then do better.
Well,
and that's it, really, isn't it?
The other difficult thing about Aquarius is they're very my way or the highway kind of people too.
Oh dear.
So there might be some things considered a dictatorship as well.
Oh no. Listen,
it's very interesting stuff.
Benevolent dictators, then, must they? Are they? Is that what
they're
they are?
not necessarily, because they love humanity and they hate people. They don't suffer fools. That's the problem.
I don't know.
They don't have time to suffer fools.
So who in their right mind would marry an Aquarian? Is that what you're saying?
No one. They're not very marriable. I don't know how you got here.
So it's interesting. Oh, pardon me. Excuse me. We should probably point out, because we're talking about, hang on a minute, we're just moving into Leo, aren't we? We're just getting to end of Cancer right now, moving into Leo. We're getting into Leo. The next couple of days will be in Leo. And so how come the moon's in Aquarius? Well, we'll just point this out, that it's in the opposite sign. For the moon to be full, it has to stand opposite the sun. So it's fully illuminated by the sun. So it's diametrically opposed to where the sun is. When the moon is full, it's right across the wheel. So we oppose one another, just in case you were interested. I'm a Leo.
But we definitely have the ability to see both sides, right? We don't oppose one another with a shield. We oppose one another with the view of seeing the other person's point of view. And sometimes
illuminate one another.
And
perhaps.
Sometimes that reflection can be very helpful.
Yes,
right?
illuminate and reflect.
But did you notice this? Oh crap! No, I didn't think about that. Oh well, no, I'll take that on board. We don't oppose each other with autonomy. We work together.
But
like the sun and moon work together.
But you see, there's the magic, the resolution of opposition. So when we oppose one another, we resolve something from it. We can take those two perspectives.
That's where the magic is.
Yeah, we take those two perspectives and find a resolution, which is fantastic.
Are you coming for a cuddle or not, Stink?
She hasn't quite worked it out yet.
She's being very silly today.
So
she's Cancerian, I should.
Oh, she's nuts.
Just moody little turd.
She is just absolutely moody.
Brenda says she's burning her yellow candle for humanitarian issues now.
Well, it's probably a good thing.
Right, yeah. We have 2 Aquarian full moon kits for Magickal year.
The world needs a bit of help right now.
Oh my God.
So any positive focus on energy, any energy that you can You can send any oil you can pour on troubled waters. Would
oil
be,
on troubled waters?
Yeah, that's what they say. Pour oil on troubled waters.
He's never heard that expression to me.
He's never heard that expression. She's never heard that. Oil on troubled waters. Yeah, it calms it. I think that was the thing.
I'm sorry.
All right. So,
well, why are we going to pollute what's already in trouble?
No, we're gonna need to. We're going to need to explain that. I will look at it. Go look it up if you're in Googleville or whatever.
Oil on troubled waters.
Yes, go look up that phrase, see where it comes from. But oil on troubled waters, it is. It calms things. I think that was the thing. I think yes, it's you can put oil in a boiling pan to stop it boiling over as well. In oil in the water, it would stop it boiling over.
I sometimes put oil in my pasta if it's big pieces and I don't want them to stick together.
Well, I don't want to stick together, yeah, but that's where the origin. Now you see, got us thinking now. You got me thinking.
I don't want to
think
about that. I want to talk about the full moon.
Well, we are talking about the bloody full moon, but I was just saying humanitarian stuff, acts of humanitarian nature.
Well, I think there's, to me, I notice there's a balance in things when there's something happening that's amazing in a positive way. There may also be a distraction of negative things. And I think that is just the way energy works. So while we see that there are going to be some real pushes forward with humanitarian issues,
it's going to be some slapbacks.
Like healthcare and technology and environmental issues over these next 60 days.
Yes.
There's also going to be, like you said, that pushback or that growing pain. We want to accomplish this. We are going to accomplish this. How is going to be the bit of a bugger, really.
It's never pretty. It's never pretty. Yes. It's only pretty in art, and sometimes art isn't pretty,
Pam says she's been feeling melancholy for about a week.
It's been an emotionally troubling time.
I did warn you, these 2 weeks were going to be particularly difficult that are leading up to.
I would say maybe, is this something, I'm trying to weigh this one up with Aquarius. Would you class it a sign of emotional intelligence? Or do you think they're very...
Aquarius is
try to be a little bit aloof, like they want to know about everything and they don't really anything to know about them.
The answer to both of those questions is yes, they are emotionally intelligent, but they are called aloof because they don't necessarily share what they've gleaned. But I think Aquarius has a way of looking at things perhaps differently than their counterpart Capricorn, the one who shares, right?
Okay. The Saturn connection.
The Saturn connection to Cap of both signs.
Yeah.
Aquarius has been called the visionary, and that's why they assigned Uranus to it.
Talk about a planet of chaos.
But all right. I think that if we just look at, I'm one example, right?
Yes.
I've been a working professional psychic for over 30 years.
Yes.
Yet, I am a really good businesswoman, not to be reckoned. You don't want to challenge my business acumen. Right?
I wasn't gonna.
No, but I'm just saying, so that's a strange dichotomy, and I think Aquarians have that ability to have that very strange dichotomy.
I
right?
understand.
I have no children of my own, yet I am the mother to many. There's a strange dichotomy.
I get it. And oddly enough, and this is we're running back to Fantastic Friday. We should probably share some of the things that we said, when we were first meeting each other. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the things I said, I'm looking for somebody who is this strangely weird dichotomy. That's somebody who is shrewd financially, not totally irresponsible, but by the same token would give their last penny to somebody they felt needed it.
More than they did, yeah.
And that's you see, that's that. I guess even though I didn't realize it then, I guess I was looking for somebody who had learned to balance those forces, that had learned to wrangle those oppositions and bring themselves to a place which isn't always necessarily in the middle. But it's somewhere between. Sometimes
you have to walk in both worlds.
Yes.
Diane Davies is from Wales, and she says dictionary explanation confirms. Whoops.
Oh.
Confirms to do or say something in order to calm a situation.
There you go. Pour oil. It's an English phrase, so that's probably why you've never heard it.
Yeah,
Does it never cease to surprise one another still to this day?
Always find something. Yeah,
what the hell are you talking about?
Separated by a common language.
Two people, yeah.
But yeah, I think that there's going to be a lot of this kind of dichotomy, and I would again say that the fixed signs are going to have the most interesting time, and I would remind people that Joe Biden is Scorpio, a fixed sign.
Water. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So although the water can be soothed, it can also wear a hole in a stone.
Oh, well, hydraulics, amazing things.
Right. So I do think that these next 2 months are going to really help to set the tone for the winter and the plan for the winter. So.
Yeah, I think I know where you're coming from. I think I did.
And I think that if people truly understood that love is the law, we could all do better.
We could, and I think that's the thing. And don't assume that you've got all the answers either. I think that's the thing. Always look to improve. Always look to improve. I think that is one of the things that is one of my mantras, I guess, that if there's a better way of doing it, do it.
If you figure out a better way,
do it.
Then try to do that.
Yeah. And always look to see if there's a better way, if it can be improved, and I think that's part of growth. And growth is scary and painful, for that seed it has to break through the safety of the husk of its seed,
Growing pains,
and be vulnerable and
you don't know what's out there, but you're going to break the shell anyway.
Yeah, poke its shoot out into the from the safety of the earth. Something could come along and eat it. Especially if it's a groundhog around here that's trying to do a number on our vegetable garden. But yes. Our groundhogs good eats.
I guess they taste like chicken.
I don't know, but it's I hate to harm anything, but it's still an option at this
He's
point.
eating our food right now. The little groundhog is eating all the topsoil.
The little bugger's got plenty else to eat, I tell you.
All our sweet potatoes. Oh my goodness. All the tops of our sweet potatoes.
So yeah. Oh gosh. So I don't know. I've always been fascinated, I guess, with that Aquarian, and maybe it's because of the opposition. Because I'm fixed fire, I'm not Aryan like the bags of smoke and straight up the middle.
No, but you do have a anger management issue.
I can get really passionate about something.
There you go.
I can, and sometimes that can be an energy that gets me, over the hump, over the hill, over the wall. Right, you use
aggression to find the energy to complete the job.
Yeah, sometimes I have to, to push yourself a little bit beyond, you have to physically put a boot up your own arse sometimes. And so that kind of works for me. I can come across, I guess, as being aggressive. I do.
All right, what is the point that you're making?
But I love the way that you have tempered me, for want of a better word. The way that the opposition, because we're talking about the moon reflecting the sun.
Right,
here,
because in the end, opposite signs have the same goal, just an entire different journey to get to that goal.
But you've illuminated so much of me, you and probably by reflecting back, things that I project, but changed in a slightly different way. You have helped my growth. I thank you for that.
Well, you've helped my growth as well. This is what we're supposed to do.
And so if you harmonize opposing forces, you do good with it.
You get harmony.
You get good with it.
Pam says she's got beetle trouble. The beetles ate her flowers and her seedlings.
Oh, man.
Thankfully, no beetles. We have chickens.
Yeah, I don't know.
But...
Well, chickens like beetles. Maybe a couple of chickens could help you out there. But yeah, they're good eats for chickens.
But yeah, so I think just to be aware is and informed are good things.
Yes.
So for the next 2 months, we have great opportunity for humanity.
Providing, do the best you can until you know better. And that means looking for better too. Be very wary of where you're getting your information,
Right.
Try critical thinking. Pick up a news source you may not necessarily want to look at, and you might have got a prejudged
What are they
opinion.
saying? And
what are
why
they
are
saying?
they
And
saying?
why are
Yeah.
they saying?
Yeah.
And do look to motives. Do look to motives as well. I know Joe Biden says you should never call somebody out on their motives, but I think, that speaks a lot. What is your angle here? Where are you going with this?
Well, your MO is an important thing to
modus
figuring out
operandi,
the game.
yes.
It's an important thing to figuring out the game.
It is. So, but yeah, and understand that your actions don't just affect you. Your actions affect others.
There is a ripple effect.
There is. Everything we do
Just like
affects
that
others.
drop of ink is going to eventually color.
Permeate.
Yeah.
Yes, there will eventually be a homogenized color in the glass that you dropped your food color into. It may not get there quickly,
Right.
but it's an interesting time, and I think Aquarian the Aquarian energy will challenge, and I honestly think there's a lot of growth by challenge, and I think that's yes, it might be painful, yes, there might be some awkward realizations, damn, I've been doing that so wrong, but so long as that resolution of opposition comes about,
well, we're also
good comes from it.
We're also going to see Taurus last quarter and Leo new. Right, so we have
we get all the 4 fixed signs.
Right, because we have Scorpio first quarter right now.
Right.
So we're going through the fixed signs in the moon sections right now.
Yeah, first quarter with Scorpio. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, quite. Interesting times, that's a curse, isn't it? You live in interesting times.
So let's have a reading for today.
Let's have a look, see? Let's have a look. So
and this coming Wednesday, this coming Wednesday is our Facebook Live.
Oh, right. What are we doing?
Free readings.
Oh, are we?
On
Okay.
Wednesday night. And then the Wednesday after that is Karma Points night and the Witch's Tea. Oh, all right.
I want to get my dinger.
Oh,
I have
goodness.
to fix that.
We're gonna have to hurry.
Yeah, I got to work on it.
All right.
I love this card.
So today's card is...
What I was just saying.
This is Archangel Gabriel. And you notice he's flying the Red Cross.
It's a flag of St. George.
So I'm going to say today, my reading for you for this card is find a way to save whatever situation you're facing, right? Because we see that he's coming, the Red Cross comes when things become an emergency.
Okay.
So whatever you're faced with today, be that person who fixes the emergency. That's my reading for you. Just for today, for this card. Be the person who offers the fix for the emergency.
Be the ambulance.
Yeah.
Sehen Sie bitte, ich bin ein Krankenwagen.
Excuse me, please, I'm an ambulance.
Yes, it's a wonderful German phrase. It's very useful in a bar.
Well, they definitely need ambulances.
Oh, God, don't
People
they?
have to go there and rebuild. It's just
Be prepared to lend a hand. It's an interesting card. This is Judgment. And yes, Judgment is, okay, so if you're going to be dealing with the emergency, you don't have the autopsy while the patient's still alive.
Don't
you know
judge
what I'm saying?
it, just fix it.
Yeah, don't be going, what the chuff at this moment in time, deal with it and deal with the judgment later. We'll figure it out, learn from the experience later. So yeah, I love this. I love the 7 tones coming out of there. That's kind of like about awakening the chakras and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it may be necessary to use the entire gamut of your skill set and tools to deal with stuff. But it's nothing here you can't handle, so handle it. Ha-ha.
And on that note, we've got
we've got to like run like mad things.
Monday is admin day. We've got post office,
ton of stuff
bank,
to do.
a day in the life, man.
It's fun though.
It is.
It's nothing but challenging, but it's fun.
Challenge.
So thank you so much for watching us. Please do tell your friends. We need to be less of a well-kept secret to bring about the things that we're trying to bring about.
Yes, please don't forget to mention Celtica in your full moon prayers.
Yes, please. We're looking to make this happen. We know it's going to happen, and any energy you can send our way, any focus you can put on that, so much the better. So thank you. And thank you for taking the time to watching us. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friends all about us. And we'll speak to you, I guess, tomorrow for Tarot Talk Tuesday.
Tarot Talk Tuesday.
Yes, so thank you for watching.